Hi guys, it's me Ronan and welcome to my channel. What's up nerds? So, kumusta na kayo? Okay, so it's been a long time since the last time I created a video. I was just so busy lately with work, and since I work graveyard guys, so wala na talaga akong energy to create a content. Every time na umuwi ako, tulog na agad. So anyway, so right now we are going to create an anxiety video. Since the last time I created my first anxiety video, that was last year. A lot of you guys actually watched that video and marami po sa inyong nag-message sa akin. Thank you nga pala to those who reach out to me and sharing their stories regarding anxiety, and meron din silang mga anxiety problem and all that. But you know, I'm just grateful and I'm humble at the same time that I was able to, wala lang naman yun eh, yung parang when I created that video I just want to share kasi wala akong masyadong napapanood sa YouTube regarding mga Pinoy na may mga anxiety problem. So I felt like sige nga, share natin ito, baka sakali makatulong. And marami sa inyo nag-message sa akin via Facebook and sharing that you have also suffering from anxiety and all that, and any types of mental illness or what. So right now, hindi ko naman talaga, I never really go deep into the topic of anxiety, kung ano man po yung na-experience or nararamdaman ko, or ano man po yung klaseng anxiety meron ako. Kasi marami yan eh, di ba? So, first of all, I just want to throw it out there, full disclosure, I've never been diagnosed by a psychiatrist or a professional or clinician regarding my anxiety. So, ang yabang-yabang ko, no, kasi I have a bachelor degree in psychology and I still have my abnormal psychology book. So, when I was still studying back in college, ito yung actually favorite ko na subject namin, yung abnormal psych. Yung nakalista doon ng different types of mental illness, different type of anxiety, different type of kung ano-ano man. Schizophrenia, mga kung ano-anong mental illness. So, it's very, very interesting for me back in the day. So, I never really thought na during my adult life, magkakaroon ako ng anxiety problem. So, as you can see dun sa una kong video, I was talking about health anxiety. So, that was actually what I have. I actually have a hypochondria or health anxiety or illness anxiety. No, I wasn't properly diagnosed, so I was like diagnosing myself. I actually did a lot of research. I actually watched a lot of video regarding about my condition, and hindi naman ako yung severe case. I was able to see neuropsych before, and niristahan niya ako ng gamot na pampakalma. I took that for like how many days. So yun, after that, medyo nag-subside na, nako-control ko na yung anxiety na na-experience ko, yung mga episode ko after that. So, hindi na talaga ako pumunta sa psychiatrist or psychologist or any clinician para to have a diagnosis. So, right now, we are going to talk about the signs that you might have a hypochondria or health anxiety or illness anxiety. Napaka-social niya, no? Kung pakinggan mo, but it's not a joke. So, I actually listed like 5 signs. This is based on my experience, based into sa na-experience ko before, na talaga akala ko mababaliw na ako, akala ko kung ano na yung mangyayari sa akin. The thing is, I live alone, so talagang na-experience ko ito ng ako lang. Yung hirap na dinanas ko every episode na nagkaroon ako, which I already talk about that doon sa mga videos ko na nauna. So if you have time, so please watch that video. So nandun yung mga kung ano man yung mga experience na dinanas ko before, yung kaka-bloom pa lang, kakalabas pa lang ng mga ng anxiety, ng health anxiety ko. So right now we are going to talk about the signs that you might have health anxiety issues. As I've said, just a full disclosure guys, I'm not an expert with regards to this. Etong mga sasabihin ko is just based on my experiences and research at the same time. Since I have a bachelor degree in psychology, so I take it into account to go deeper. Parang pinag-aralan ko kung ano yung condition ko. Importante for me to understand what I have and what I am going through, no? So these are the 5. Actually, marami pa eh, but this for me is the 5 parang signs that you might have a health anxiety issues. So, una, yung pagiging praning. Praningness, #praningness match. So, parang, okay, so number 1 is yung pagiging praning. I know, right? So, parang, meaning, you actually convinced, your mind is actually convinced that you have this sort of illness or you are developing an illness. So parang napapraning ka, hindi ka mapakali kasi parang feeling mo, let's say magkaka-heart attack ka, may heart problem ka, or may brain tumor ka, kaya ka nagkakaroon ng headache, kaya napapraning ka. So parang yung risk na madedevelop mo yung, dahil parang nako-compare mo yung sarili, ay, ba't siya nagkaroon ng ganito? Kasi may ganito siyang symptom, may ganito siyang nararamdaman. Eh, parang nagkaroon din ako ng ganyang klaseng nararamdaman. Feeling ko magkakaroon din ako niyan. Tapos yun, paulit-ulit yun sa isip mo, wala kang control over that. So, yung mind mo, parang lagi niyang pinapasok na magkakaroon ka ng aneurysm, magkakaroon ka ng heart attack, magkakaroon ka ng stroke anytime soon. So, mayroon kang ganitong condition. So, yun yung sinasabi ng isip mo sa'yo. So, of course, anxious ka kasi parang magkakatotoo siya. At parang totoo talaga siya kasi yun yung sinasabi ng isip mo sa'yo. So, paning ka. And, yun, napaparanoid ka kasi na-alarm ka sa mga kung ano man yung nararamdaman mo sa katawan mo. Parang, anything about health status na parang, let's say you're going to have a physical exam and then makita mo dun sa result na yun na parang mataas yung or let's say magpapa-BP ka, mataas yung BP mo, konting mataas lang yung BP mo, feeling mo high blood ka na. Yung parang yung sinasabi ng isip mo is high blood ka na. So extreme na kaagad. So una yun so that's number 1. And madaling sabihin kasi na huwag mong isipin man, huwag mong isipin yan, hindi totoo yan, kasi yun yung madaling sabihin yun, but deep inside yung isip mo kasi is convinced na magkakaroon ka ng mga ganitong klaseng mga sakit, illnesses, and or magkaka-develop ka ng ganitong, you have the risk of having this kind of illnesses. And mangyayari na siya anytime soon. 'Di ba, nakakaloka? Which is nararamdaman mo talaga yung takot. Natatakot ka eh. Yung pagpapawis, yung paninikip ng dibdib, yung nanginginig ka, yung chills. Talagang mararamdaman mo yung takot because of that illness or whatever, nakawala ka naman talaga. So, yun yung una, pagiging paranoid, pagiging praning, or whatever. Second is Dr. Google. I know a lot of us guys, especially kahit yung mga wala namang mga health anxiety issues, we Google our symptoms, we Google the cause, we Google whatever, kung ano bang klase yung nararamdaman natin. For us who have health anxiety issues, we excessively Google everything sa kung ano mang nararamdaman natin sa katawan natin. Let's say, I have a headache, or let's say, Google tayo ng isang ng sakit, let's say heart problems or let's say stroke, symptoms, ganyan, i-google natin yan. At makikita lang natin doon na parang, ay parang meron ako nito, parang meron ako nitong symptoms na to. So, na-obsess na yung isip natin na, magkakaroon ako nito, meron akong ganito, kasi nga sabi ng Google, ganito, ganyan. Meron, hindi ako makatulog, or masakit yung ulo ko, magkaka-aneurysm ako, i-google natin yung anong symptoms. Shucks, ito yung symptoms ko, ito nga yung symptoms ko, convinced ako na magkakaroon ako nito. Yun. So, super Google tayo. As in, excessively lahat ginugoogle natin. Instead na pumunta tayo sa doctor, magpapa-check up tayo, diretso tayo kay Google. Doon tayo sa... At pinaniniwalaan natin kung ano yung sinasabi ni Google or kung ano mang search engine na ginagamit mo sa pagsasearch ng mga symptoms or mga causes ng illness na kung sa tingin mo meron ka. So, yun, isa din yun sa signs na parang may excessive ha. When I say excessive, talagang every time you spend like 40 minutes to an hour to 2 hours Googling kung ano yung symptoms mo. Hindi yung parang ano lang, yung Google ka lang. No, hindi. Parang excessive talagang you spend like half day ng araw mo kaka-Google lang kung ano may mga symptoms mo na nakakaloka. And then, nagkaka-anxiety ka na, hindi ka na makatulog, kakaisip, ayun. So, number 3 is, you don't have a reassurance ng mga doctors. So, kasi, syempre, ginugol mo na yung symptoms mo, kung ano man yung sa tingin mo meron ka, pupunta ka ngayon sa doktor. Pero convinced ka na kung ano yung sakit mo. So, parang pupunta mo sa doktor, sasabihin mo na lang sa doktor na, Doc, ito po yung sakit ko. So, ikaw na yung naging expert kung ano yung sakit mo. So, nangyari sa akin to guys, a lot of times, kasi syempre, ito na yung hindi ka nakakuha ng reassurance sa doctor. So, ang tendency doon, nagdo-doctor hopping ka. Kung sino-sino mga doctor na pinupuntahan mo, lagi kang may appointment sa doctor. Kung sino-sino appointment, may appointment ka sa cardiologist, may appointment ka sa kung sino-sino man. Neurologist, yun. And pag sinabi nila sa'yo na, no, you don't have this, you don't have that, hindi ka convinced. Kahit anong test na ibibigay sa'yo, hindi ka pa convinced kasi ginugol mo na convinced na yung isip na meron kang ganitong sakit. So, isa yun sa mga signs din na parang meron kang health anxiety issues. Which is nakakaloka yun guys, kasi syempre yung experience ko naman is pagpupunta ako sa doktor na pinapa-check upan ko, sinasabi ni doctor sa akin, ano na namang sakit mo ngayon? Ano naman sa tingin mo sakit mo ngayon? Sinasabi sa akin ni doctor, kasi kilala na niya ako lagi akong sa kanya, lagi kong sinasabi sa kanya, parang sinabi niya sa akin na wala kang mataas lang yung BP mo kasi wala ka pang tulog, hindi ka high blood. Which is nakakaloka, diba? Kahit yung doktor mo, maloloka sa'yo. Anyway, number 4 is checking body symptoms. So, lagi mo kinakapa dito, kinakapa ganyan. Excessive to guys ha, hindi lang ito lang once a day, every day. Kasi, when you're having an anxiety problem, hindi siya nawawala Every day is a battle. Every day is like you're fighting a battle every day. It's very exhausting. So, chine-check mo lagi na, ay shucks, meron akong ganito, ganyan. Check mo lagi yung vitals mo, check mo lagi yung heart mo, kung may kirot, kung ano-ano mga check mo sa katawan mo, kung ano-ano. Very sensitive ka kung ano mang nararamdaman ng katawan mo. And you know, guys, our mind is very, very powerful. Kung iniisip natin na may sakit ka, masakit yung dibdib mo, nakafocus yung mind mo doon. So, talagang i-feel niya ng bonggang-bongga yung pain, kahit ano lang naman na, kahit nag-exercise ka kaninang umaga, so syempre may pain, or nag-push up ka man kaninang umaga, may konting pain, ng muscle pain, diba? Sinabihan nga ako ng doctor ko before na, Ronan, hindi lang yung heart yung muscle na nandyan, maraming organs or maraming muscle na nandyan sa dibdib mo, hindi lang yung heart. So every time na may kung ano mang nararamdaman mo dyan, hindi lang yan automatically magkaka-heart attack ka or heart problem agad. So, yun yun. So, kung ano-ano mang check natin. Tapos, yung anxiety mo, abrupt yun, bilis ka agad, hindi ka agad makahinga, or kung ano may symptoms na nararamdaman mo. It's very, very exhausting. Nakakapagod. Right now, I was able to laugh about it. Kasi, that's the only thing you can do about it, no? Parang sabi nga nila, health anxiety or anxiety in general is the false news of the mind. False news lang siya, guys. So, of course, before this, kailangan magpa-check up ka na rin. Magpa-general check up ka na rin. I-overall mo na para ma-roll out lang na wala ka talagang serious condition. No? And at the same time, so anyway, punta muna tayo sa number 5. So, number 5 is you're constantly talking about your health. So, every time hindi ito masyado sa akin, pero konti lang. So, every time you meet someone or someone na tatanungin ka lang, "Huy, how are you?" Alam nilang you're having an anxiety issue. So, yun. You love talking about it kasi parang it helped you na parang ilabas kung ano man yung nasa isip mo. Kasi nandito lang kasi yun sa isip mo, guys. Paulit-ulit lang yan dyan. So, it's relieving, siguro, to talk about it all the time. So, parang, yan yung mga, yan yung mga, isa sa mga parang signs na, hindi ito yung parang ano lang ha, hindi ito yung parang excessive ito. Na every time na you talk about it, talagang you go deeper kung ano yung nararamdaman mo and whatever and whatnot. Excuse me. So, yun. And, aside pala, dun sa dun sa number 3 na wala kang assurance mga doctors, isa din sa mga signs doon is parang you don't want to have diagnosis. Yung parang kabaliktaran. You don't want to have diagnosis kasi natatakot ka kung ano man yung diagnosis na makikita mo kung na mayroon ka palang serious illness. So, yun. So, eto mga ano ko lang naman to, guys. These are the experience that I have in the past when yung papausbong pa lang, papalabas pa lang, papabloom pa lang yung health anxiety ko. At the same time, ni-research ko din ito na ito ba talaga yung mga nararamdaman ng merong health anxiety issues or hypochondria. And then nakita ko nga na yun nga, ito nga din yung mga parang top 5 or meron pa to, marami pa to, case to case basis naman. Now, sasabi nila, ano bang cause nito? Paano ba ito nagsisimula? Actually, iba-iba. Mostly, siguro dahil, for me, I was a very warrior ako nung bata ako. Madali ako mag-worry. Parang part yun ng personality ko siguro. And then, every time na I feel something, parang feel, yun, feeling ko meron ako din. Since my lolo died, parang yung lolo ko kasi sa mother side, na-stroke siya, and then, for how many years siya na may stroke, until namatay siya. So, parang, yung mind ko ba, na parang, naka-wired na parang, oh my God, magkakaganito ako. So, doon na parang nag-start, until nadala ko siya, nung lumaki ako, naging adult ako. So, parang, later lang kasi siya nag-bloom eh. I used to be a warrior. Akala ko normal lang yun. And then, nung naging adult na ako, nag-bloom siya into a health anxiety or hypochondria or illness anxiety. Iba-iba ito. So, probably, iba din sa inyo, iba din sa iba. Kung ano man yung pinagmulan ng case nila. And then, what else? Of course, I think treatable naman ito sa mga nababasa ko. Kaya mo actually labanan ito. So, meron silang mga tinatawag na cognitive, parang treatment, ganon. So, of course, lalapit ka sa mga therapists, lalapit ka sa mga psychologists, sa mga clinician. Of course, magpapatulong ka sa kanila. Kung sa tingin mo is debilitating na yung anxiety mo, para matulungan ka. Kasi it's a long battle. Hindi naman to basta-basta lang bigyan ka ng gamot, magiging okay ka na. Kasi yung yung parang pampakalma na ibibigay sa'yo, hindi ka talaga ititreat niyan. Ititreat, parang tatanggalin lang niya kung ano yung nafe-feel mo, kung ano yung symptoms, pero hindi ka talaga niya ititreat totally. So, for me, hindi naman ako yung extreme, pero yung nagsisimula pa lang yung health anxiety ko, talagang malala siya. Pero yung, kasi dahil nakatulong yung pagiging psych major ko, marami na akong nabasa na how to cope with it, nakatulong yun kung paano ko siya i-atake, paano ko siya haharapin. Kasi before, tumatakbo ako sa mga ER, hindi talaga ako totally natutulungan ng mga ER doctors. Kasi hindi nila alam kung anong nangyayari sa akin. Meron din akong nakasabay before na nagpa-panic attack siya. And meron nga siya din siyang anxiety, pero natulungan siya dun sa panic attack niya, pero hindi talaga siya nagamot. Kasi hindi naman yata sila trained sa ER to how to treat yung anxiety issues. You have to go to a psychiatrist, to a psychologist, kung ano man na related to health anxiety or mga ganon. So, my advice, it's very important to learn more about your condition. It's very, very important to tell someone about your condition. And if it's your husband, if it's your wife or your family, in a way, it's very important for them to understand what you're going through. It's not hindi lang yung sabihan kanila na okay lang yan, ganyan. They don't actually have to do anything. All they have to do is to be there for you. They don't have to assure you that you're okay, that you're going to be okay or whatever. All they have to do is to sit beside you and just be there. Kasi yung anxiety in general, guys, nandito lang kasi yun sa isip natin. Pag na-distract ka, or pag naka-focus ka sa isang bagay, nawawala siya. Tapos pag, let's say, mag-isa ka lang, tapos naka-focus ka na naman dun sa anxiety mo, andun lang siya pabalik-balik. Bumabalik siya, nang umaatake siya. Walang trigger. There are times na may trigger, there are times na walang trigger. Most of the time sa akin, walang trigger. Siguro ang naisip ko lang is pag sobrang pagod na pagod ako sa work, before, dun siya lumalabas. But right now, andyan lang siya, pero manageable siya. So, what I normally do, sa akin lang is, hindi ako nag-self-medicate, guys. I really avoid self-medicate. Baka mamaya is magka-cause pa siya ng ibang sakit for me dahil nagsi-self-medicate ako. Let's say, nagkaubo ako or may sakit yung ulo ko. It's very reassuring, nawawala yung anxiety ko pag pumupunta ako sa doctor para kahit simple as pain reliever, pumupunta ako sa doctor para lang magpareseta. Tapos pag nabili ko na yung nireseta ng doctor sa akin, tinatapon ko yung reseta. Tapos if ever na may occurrence na naman sa susunod na magkaroon ako, let's say, headache, magpapareseta ulit ako. Kasi mas ako doon, mas napapanatag ako, mas nawawala yung anxiety ko na bago yung reseta ni binigay sa akin. Nakita ako ng doktor, parang ganun. So, hindi ako nagsi-self-medicate. And then, I don't drink. I don't smoke. And I don't claim that I am healthy, na I live healthy kasi I drink a lot of coffee. I love coffee. Then I work graveyard. So, dun pa lang, di ba? But I do my best to eat healthy. Ganon. I exercise. Hindi man regularly, but I make it a point na nakakapagpapawis ako. I jog or yoga. Ang yoga, guys, nakakatulong talaga siya kasi it's more of breathing exercises. Then meditation, hindi siya madali, pero yun, breathing exercises help a lot. Malaki talaga yung naitulong ng breathing exercises for me. Merong mga apps na makakatulong sa'yo mayroon kang mga meditation apps na madadownload for free sa app store mo ng kung ano mo yung cellphone na ginagamit mo, nakakatulong yon. Malaking bagay yon. Then, every time that I have an attack, breathing exercises lang talaga yung nakakatulong sa akin. And then, let's say, nagkakaroon ako ng attack, na malala talaga siya, I did breathing exercises and hindi pa rin siya nawawala. I normally call someone. I call my partner or I call my sister or kung sino mang yung pwede kong tawagan dun sa time na yun or sa oras na yun. Or my mom, tinatawagan ko just to have a conversation, just to have someone, or lumalabas ako dun sa room ko to talk to someone, let's say a neighbor or a friend, dahil para ma-distract ka lang, para lang mawala lang yung kung ano man yung mga nasa isip mo. So guys, sana kahit papano, no, nakatulong ito. If you like this video, just give me a thumbs up or message me if you're having the same problem, you want to share, you want to talk to someone. You can message me anytime. Nagre-reply naman ako. We can talk about your, we can share kung ano man yung mga nakatulong sa akin, pwede makatulong sa'yo. Or kung ano man yung ginawa mo na nakatulong sa'yo, pwede makatulong sa akin. So, share tayo. So, message ka lang anytime. Please give me a thumbs up or please subscribe to my channel if you like this channel. If you like my content. And thank you pala. Thank you so much for the views, for taking a time to watch my video. So that's it for today. That's it for now. And just remember to choose life, choose happiness, and keep on smiling. Bye!